Do you listen to English but still don't understand most of it? Do you wish learning English could be easier and more fun? Hi, I'm Jessica. I'm here to guide you through today's episode, where we'll unlock simple yet powerful tips to boost your English skills.
And I'm Jack. Together, we'll walk you through real-life tips and stories that'll make English easier and more fun. Whether you're a beginner or restarting your English journey, this episode is made for you.
Today's topic is super helpful, especially if you feel lost or bored when listening to English. We'll share easy-to-remember tricks for improving your listening skills, even if you're just starting out. So, are you ready? Let's jump in.
Let's start with something very practical: how to build a simple listening habit. Now, Jessica, many people think they need to listen to English for hours every day. Is that true?
Not at all. In fact, if you try to listen too much at once, your brain gets tired. That's why I love this 3-step easy listening habit. It's short, simple, and it works, even with just 10 minutes a day.
Okay, I like this already. So what are the 3 steps?
Step 1, choose something short and interesting. It could be a short podcast, a YouTube video, or even a 2-minute English cartoon. The key is make it fun. If it's boring, your brain will stop listening.
I agree. I once tried listening to a very serious English news show. After 2 minutes, I fell asleep.
Exactly. Now, step 2. Listen without reading first. Just press play and let your ears do the work. Don't worry if you don't understand every word. Focus on the feeling, the sound, the main idea.
Kind of like listening to music in a new language. You don't understand it all, but you get the vibe.
Yes, that's perfect. Step 3, listen again, but this time use subtitles or a transcript. Now you can connect the words to the sounds. That's when learning really sticks.
So let's recap the 3 steps quickly. Pick something short and fun. Listen first, no subtitles. Listen again with subtitles or transcript.
That's it. Do this for just 10 minutes a day, and in a few weeks, you'll feel a real difference.
It's so simple but powerful. I love that.
Let me tell you about Lisa. She's a beginner from Vietnam. She wanted to improve her English listening but felt frustrated. She said, "English is too fast. I don't understand anything. I feel stupid."
That's a very common feeling. I've heard it from many learners.
But here's what Lisa did. She picked one English YouTube video, just 3 minutes long. It was about food, which she loves. Every day, she watched that same video using the 3 steps.
Over and over?
Yes, for 1 week, just 10 minutes a day. At first, she only understood chicken and spicy. By day 5, she was repeating full sentences. "This chicken is so juicy. I love spicy food."
That's amazing. And after 1 week?
She felt confident, so she moved to a new video, also about food, then another. Now she watches English recipe videos with no subtitles and understands most of them.
Lisa shows us something important. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need big textbooks. You need fun, focus, and short daily practice.
Now here's a big listening mistake many beginners make. They try to translate everything in their head while listening.
Oh yeah, he is eating breakfast becomes
Ane, dang an, busang, and by the time you finish translating, the sentence is already over.
Exactly. That's why it's better to train your ears, not your dictionary.
So what can learners do instead?
Focus on key words and body language. For example, if someone says, "I'm starving," and holds their stomach,
You don't need to translate starving, just know they're super hungry.
that's right. English is full of feeling words, tone, and expressions. So sometimes just listening with your heart is more useful than using Google Translate.
I like that. Listen with your heart. When you do that, English becomes more natural and more human.
Want to try a quick game, Jessica?
Always.
I'll say a sentence. You try to guess the meaning without translating word by word. Let's help our listeners practice too.
All right, go.
I'm wiped out today.
Sounds like someone is tired. Maybe very tired?
Yes, wiped out means super tired, like after a long day.
That's fun. Okay, my turn.
He totally nailed it.
That means he did a great job, right?
Bingo!
See? If you listen for emotion and voice tone, you can often guess the meaning. No translation needed.
And that makes listening faster, easier, and more fun.
One last thing before we take a short pause. If you feel like your English is bad or you're too old to learn, stop that thought right now.
Yes, you are not too late, and you are not bad at English. You just need the right method and a little daily practice.
Even 5 to 10 minutes a day can change everything.
And that's what this podcast is here for, to help you stay motivated, feel proud, and learn English in a way that fits your real life. You know, Jack, some learners feel frustrated because they can't understand every single word. They say, if I miss one word, I get lost.
Yeah, but here's the truth. Even native speakers don't catch 100% all the time. Sometimes I watch a movie and think, wait, what did they say?
Exactly. The goal is not perfection. The goal is connection.
That's deep. I like that. Not perfection, connection. So how can beginners stay calm when they don't understand every word?
Here's a tip. Focus on the idea, not every word. Imagine you're listening to someone say, "I woke up late, rushed out the door, and spilled coffee on my shirt." Even if you don't understand rushed or spilled, the feeling is clear. Something went wrong in the morning.
So it's okay to miss a few words, as long as you get the main idea.
Yes, that's how real-world English works. No need to pause and check the dictionary every 5 seconds. Let your ears learn naturally, like a child.
Here's something that helped my students a lot. Watch English videos that are slow and clear.
Yes, like podcasts for beginners or English learning YouTube channels. They speak slowly and use easy vocabulary.
Actually, this podcast right now is an example. We're speaking clearly, using simple words, and keeping a friendly pace.
Exactly. And if you listen to this podcast often, you're already practicing your ears. You're training your brain to understand spoken English.
Here's a quick tip. Search for slow English listening or easy English audio on YouTube. There are hundreds of great channels.
Even children's shows can be super helpful. Don't feel shy. They're colorful, fun, and full of everyday words.
Here's a fun challenge. Try to add small bits of English into your daily life.
Yes, don't wait for a study time. Just make English part of your world.
For example, set your phone to English. Listen to English songs while cooking. Watch short clips during breakfast. Label things around your room in English.
Even reading shampoo bottles or snack wrappers in English can help.
Seriously, I once learned the word moisturizing from a lotion bottle.
The more you see and hear English in daily life, the more your brain says, "Oh, this language is normal. I can handle it."
Here's one of my favorite methods, and it sounds like fun too.
Let me guess. Shadowing?
Yes, the shadowing technique is when you repeat what you hear right after you hear it.
Kind of like an echo. You listen and then you speak, almost at the same time.
Exactly. For example, you hear, I'm going to the store. Then you say, I'm going to the store.
No need to be perfect. Just try to match the rhythm and sound.
This helps your ears, your mouth, and your brain all at the same time.
It also builds confidence. You're not just listening, you're speaking too.
You can try it with this podcast. Pause after a sentence and repeat what we say.
Let me share Min's story. He's a 32-year-old taxi driver from Hanoi. He wanted to improve his English to talk to tourists.
Nice. Did he have a lot of free time?
No, he was super busy, but he made a promise. Just 15 minutes of English listening every day for 30 days.
And what did he listen to?
Mostly podcasts like this one and English travel videos. He used his phone while waiting for passengers.
So, what happened after 30 days?
He could understand simple tourist questions. Where's the nearest hotel? How much is the ride? Can we stop for coffee?
That's so useful. Real English for real life.
Min says, I don't feel afraid now. I say hello, smile, and speak slowly, and the tourists love it.
See, you don't need perfect English. You need courage and small daily steps.
Here are 3 small but powerful tips for better listening. 1. Use English subtitles, not your native language. You'll learn more and your brain won't cheat. 2. Watch the same video many times. Repetition helps you notice sounds and patterns. 3. Record yourself. Say what you hear, then play it back. Compare your voice to the native speaker.
Bonus tip, don't feel embarrassed. Mistakes mean you're learning.
Yes, be kind to yourself. English is a journey, not a test.
And remember, you're doing better than you think.
You know, Jack, sometimes learners feel like they're not improving. They say, I listen every day, but my English is still bad.
That's so common. But the truth is, you're improving, just slowly, quietly, step by step.
Think of it like water on a rock. You don't see it at first, but one day there's a big change.
Yes, that's why I tell my students, celebrate small wins.
If you understand one more word today than yesterday, celebrate that.
Exactly. Maybe today you understood a sentence in a movie, or maybe you guessed a word from context. That's a win.
And if you made a mistake but kept trying, that's the biggest win of all.
So, to everyone listening now, be proud. You're learning English, and that's awesome.
Let's talk about pronunciation. Many learners worry about their accent.
Yeah, they say things like, my English sounds weird, or I don't speak like a native.
But guess what? Good pronunciation starts with good listening.
Right. If you can't hear the sounds clearly, it's hard to say them correctly.
That's why listening is so important, not just to understand, but also to speak better.
Let's do a little pronunciation trick. Jessica, say this sentence slowly. I can do it.
Sure, I can do.
Now say it like a native speaker fast.
I can do it.
I can do it. Did you hear that? It sounds like I can do it.
Yes, in real life, words connect, sounds change. If you only study from textbooks, you miss this natural rhythm.
But if you listen more to real people, podcasts, songs, you'll start hearing those natural sounds.
Then your speaking becomes smoother, more natural, more confident.
Here's a super practical idea. Use your phone to record yourself.
Yes, just open the voice recorder app and say a few English sentences.
For example, repeat what you hear from this podcast. Then listen to your own voice.
Compare it. Notice the rhythm. Are you too slow, too flat? Keep practicing and you'll hear real improvement.
Even 2 minutes a day can help, and it's free.
Plus, it's fun to hear your progress after a few weeks.
Let's share something simple but powerful. Daily English mantras. short sentences to say every morning.
Yes, these help train your brain with confidence. Let's give a few examples.
I understand English more every day. My ears are getting stronger. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to try.
I enjoy listening to English.
I speak clearly and with confidence.
English is fun and part of my life.
Say them out loud, right now even.
These mantras work like magic when you say them with energy and belief.
You're not just learning English, you're becoming an English user, someone who lives with English every day.
Before we finish, let's give our listeners a few great tools to help with listening.
Sure, here are a few. 1. Youglish. Type a word and watch videos of real people saying it. 2. BBC Learning English. Fun, short listening lessons. 3. Spotify podcasts. Search Easy English or Beginner English. 4. Lyrics training. Learn English with song lyrics. 5. Tandem or Hello Talk. Chat with real English speakers.
Also, this podcast, Achieve English, is here every week to help you practice. You can listen anytime, anywhere.
That's right, on your phone, while walking, or even brushing your teeth.
All right, friends, before we wrap up today's episode, we just want to say you are doing amazing.
Yes, if you've listened this far, give yourself a high five. You've practiced real English, learned real tips, and taken a big step.
Learning English is not about being perfect. It's about showing up, trying, and growing every single day.
So be proud of yourself. You're becoming a better English listener, speaker, and learner.
And we're here with you, every episode, cheering you on.
Let's quickly review what we learned today. How to build a simple 3-step listening habit. Why understanding everything isn't the goal. How listening helps your pronunciation. Easy tools and daily practices for real progress.
If you liked today's episode, don't forget, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below, tell us your favorite listening trick, and most important, practice what you've just learned.
We'll see you next time on the Achieve English podcast channel.
Keep smiling, keep listening, and keep growing.